What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today, joining me on a frank conversation with, and that is at Miss Jazzi. She is a heels dancer. Not only that, but man, she is also the co-host of the After Class podcast. And I've heard her podcast. I would recommend you guys tune in. All right, I don't really give out recommendations like that, but I recommend that. Hope y'all evening is amazing. In case anybody's wondering, hey man, why these interviews? Well, the reason why is because I really want to impact the world in my way, and I feel like through these conversations, we'll be educating people as well as the interviews. During the interview, whenever the person I'm interviewing mentions a charity, we're gonna definitely try to throw some support behind that charity. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys are educated. Oh, one of my pole dancing homies is in here. Oh, I know you're gonna enjoy this one. Oh, she's here. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get her in. What's going on? Hello. It's an honor to have you.
How are you?
I'm well, actually. I'm well. I was trying to send the request to add you in, right? So I was like tapping and tapping and tapping.
And that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining me here on a frank conversation with. How's your evening going so far?
It's good. I had work earlier, so just chilling right now. I got some work to do.
How was work?
I did.
not the fake.
We could have definitely done without work. We could have done without.
Hey, look. I know we're gonna get into it later, but one of the guys that's telling you don't have to pay any bills. You know,
a lot sweeter now.
It sounds kind of amazing. You know,
it's sounding a lot nicer now that I just worked that entire shift.
No, fact. Now, I don't really have an introduction. I just always just jump straight into it. So let's get into you. You were born in the Bay, right? And you were raised in Sacramento.
Yes. Okay,
so was there anything that you saw while you were growing up that really just showed you the difficulty of being a Black woman in America?
Yeah. So even though I was in Sacramento, I was raised in a town called El Dorado Hills, and that is a very affluent, predominantly white neighborhood.
Right.
So I immediately noticed the difference between me and everybody else at a very young age. I would come home crying, I want to look like them. My hair doesn't look like this. My skin doesn't look like this. And people would just draw so much attention to it. Right. Even being in the neighborhood, driving the cars that my parents bought for us, people would be like, where did you get this car? I had our security guard stop me and said, where did you find this car? And I was like, find. I own license and registration right here. So, there was just a lot of that. It made me very aware of the differences that I had, but I had a very strong balance because I danced in downtown Sacramento, and that was very diverse. Actually, it was predominantly Black at the studio that I danced at. So I feel like I was able to get a good enough balance between finding who I am and then still kind of seeing the world that I was going to be thrown into, in a sense. Because then once I was on my own and I started experiencing certain things as an adult, unfortunately, as sad as it is to say, it was less of a surprise because I had already dealt with it so much as a kid.
That's terrible, isn't it? Having to really relive those same things, and it just shows us that history hasn't changed. I don't even know. That's not fair. It's not fair for us as a people. Dang. But
sorry, I have my juice.
No, you're good. Trust. I actually ordered Sierra Mist earlier, but for some reason they gave me Mountain Dew. So yeah, that's. Look, I'm telling you, and then all this extra sugar just makes me break out. But anyway, it's not about me today.
Okay. Oh wait, can I say bad words?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I have no filter. I was actually really scared about that. I was like, shit, I have to be regular and professional, and that is.
No, you trust me. You're fine. I'm like I said. This is this is the first round one, right? And in the future, when I have a studio audience and all that good stuff, and we can.
Then I gotta keep it cute.
Look, then yeah, we gonna.
Then I gotta keep it cute. Yeah. Right now, no filters.
Be you.
Okay.
But now, so you started dancing at 13.
No, I started dancing at 4.
4? Okay.
Professionally at 13.
Okay, I was about to say. So professionally at 13, but you were in your living room doing Michael Jackson moves. What were you doing at 4?
I was in the living room popping it, and my parents were like, "What the fuck?" Like all them channels was blocked immediately. I started doing ballet, tap, things
right.
like that, and that was my life. That was everything. That was everything I wanted to do. Everything I wanted to be. Right. I knew that I was either gonna move to LA or move to New York and be in some sort of modern ballet company, and that was just gonna be my story. I just was like, I'm amazing. This is what I do. This is my comfort zone. And then, if you haven't seen my Instagram, it's not what I do now, and it was a surprise. I tore my meniscus. And stopped dancing for 6 months and ended up meeting up with an old friend, mentor. He had known me since I was 13 as I started traveling more professionally.
Right.
And he was slick. He was like, just come with me to the studio real quick. I just have to drop something off. And then ended up seeing a class and fell in love. And then the rest is history. I started assisting her and assisting other choreographers and making the connections that I have now. And now my life is this, touring with Moneybag. And
yeah, but I mean, that tour life, how did that actually impact you, being able to, because at that age of, I think at that high school age, those are really formative years. How did that impact you, being able to go from state to state, city to city? What was that like for you?
I loved it. I feel like looking back at high school, it's kind of just my only focus was dance. Like, how quickly can I get through Monday and Friday so I can get on this plane and travel to the next city and do what I do? Like, I didn't go to parties. I rarely went to football games. I didn't have a boyfriend until I was 17. And my parents were like, do something. Like, get in trouble. Go out, live your life. I can't. Like,
give us a reason to whoop you.
Yeah, like, my dad would be like, anything. Like, you're fucking boring. Even in college, my mom was like, girl, you are the lamest 21-year-old ever. As soon as I turned 21, like, are you going out? No. I'm going to keep it cute at the house. I'm going to keep it cute where I'm at. We paid rent. I'm going to sit here. Now, I'm a little bit more wild.
Now, after just a tad bit.
But, I mean, yeah, all I wanted to do was dance. I would stay at the studio till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'd get there at 4. So even 6 hours at a high school age is a long time to just 6 hours a day, Monday through Saturday. And that was just everything I wanted, everything I loved. I put the work in really hard. A lot of people did not like me for it, but I mean, it reflected in my work and the things I did. That's all I wanted. I would beg my mom, like, can I spend 3 weeks in New York over the summer? Can I go to this intensive? And I would work my ass off at the competitions and conventions I would go to because they would give you a scholarship to go to any other city you want to go to. So then I would just do that and be like, okay, I want to go to these 3 cities. And once I'm in those 3 cities, I made sure I would get another one so I can go to any other city I wanted to go to and get flown out to go to nationals as well.
That's what's up. You're very focused then. Now, you touched on it a bit, but I kind of want to go a little bit deeper. How did it feel? I mean, I know you. It's an injury, so it had to hurt. But at what point did you recognize that, hey, I can't do ballet anymore? When you were injured, and then when did you start really redrawing your life plan? And then getting into like the heels dance.
Such a sad story. I hate this. So it's fine. I actually was a freshman in college, and I was like doing the unheard of at the time. I was getting casted in routines that most freshmen don't, or doing asked to be in BFA, MFA shows, master's programs, thesis, all these things. And I was in rehearsal for an audition. It was like a big, if people aren't familiar with like college dance, it's very concert based. So a lot of the dances are like 10, 12, 15 minutes. And they're very like interpretive in a sense. And it was kind of my first time dabbling into that world, but it clicked. My body was a natural. I was able to pull from my technique, and I look naked. Sorry. Just scatterbrain.
Go ahead.
What is wrong with me?
You're good. You're good. Just keep rolling.
So I was in rehearsal for it, and we were going full out. The audition was in like 30 minutes. Right. And I was landing from a jump, and you just hear this massive pop. And I was like, no, not my knee. That didn't happen. I don't care. So I just kept dancing. There's nothing you could tell me in that moment. My adrenaline was going. And then once we finished rehearsal, like immediate, just huge black, blue, purple, whatever. Long story short, I had a working relationship with the chair of the dance department at Long Beach State for a while. Before I even got into the school, I had known him. I was asked to go to a Laker Girl audition, and it was, sorry, my nose ring.
You good.
I'm clearly a scatterbrain today, sorry.
You the celebrity. You fine.
I was asked to be a Laker Girl, but I declined because I wanted to focus on school at the time. So I ended up just assisting the audition, and that's where he and I met. And so he just grabbed me, and he was like, you have like the world in front of you. I cannot in good faith let you go on this stage and continue this next semester. So he unenrolled me from all my classes and was like, do your GEs. And that was just like a slap to my face. I was like, how dare you? Like, let me thug it out. Let me do what I do. Like, what is an injury? I've never had an injury that big. Anything else, I was like, I will dance through it. I'm going to fuck what you have to say. I'm going to dance. And then I ended up falling in love with some of my communications classes, because since I was 10, I've actually wanted to be a therapist. But I just have, I know, I just see your wheels turning, because no one would ever fucking think that someone who shakes ass for a fucking living thinks to just have this wholesome side to be a children's fucking therapist.
Hey, she be throwing that ass though. But hold on. When you get in that office with your kid, she got it. She there for your. She there for the cheer.
It is night and day, but it like I still have that journal from when I was 10. It's dated. It's in my dresser. Oh. But I have always. It's just been a passion of mine. So I was like, light bulbs. Like, dive into this. Do it. So I ended up doing communication studies with emphasis on conflict resolution. I want my master's in marriage and family therapy. So that all will be taking place. Balance, exactly. Shake ass and then help people's lives.
Heal people's hearts, shake some ass.
Basically, and we could shake ass while we heal. So, that's kind of just, I fell in love with that and wanted to do that. And that to me was just like, oh, this is kind of the switch of what's happening. And I accepted it and I was okay with it. And I dove into it. And then 6 months later, I needed to just get away from my little toxic ass little boyfriend and went to the studio. And then I didn't realize how much I missed dance. That was the longest I had never not, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I never danced.
As long as I've not danced. And
what degree? I clearly can't even form a sentence.
Look,
it's fine.
I got you. I fill in the gaps. We here.
Thank you. So walking past that studio, I was like, it's disgusting, but I was hit with just sweat and funk and stank, and I was like, I want it. I want to sweat my ass off again. I want to do all these things. But then I was humbled because the industry isn't like that. Like, people out here in LA, you don't go to the studio in like sweats and a fucked up bun and just like sweat. You go for the video. You go to make connections. And I was like, fuck y'all doing? Y'all wear makeup to class? I could never. And then I had to just learn the ropes and get into, like, heels is sexy. Be a woman. Use this body that you have. Dance with your head down. And I was like, y'all are weird. Y'all are weird because never could I ever.
Right.
And now look.
Now look at you. You out here doing the thing, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't lie. Like, because, you know, I had to do my research, right? So as I was scrolling through, I saw the video. I was like, oh. Oh, man, you know what? Let me be professional.
Okay.
Excuse me, miss, would you like an interview? But nah. So I know you know, it's kind of crazy that you majored in communications and now you're co-hosting the After Class podcast. Like, does that have anything to do with each other, or what's up?
No, I mean, After Class really just started. I know Aaliyah had been talking about wanting to do a podcast for a minute. I co-host with her and Ariane. And honestly, she just texted us and she was like, hey, bitches, starting a podcast. Like, are y'all free tomorrow to do the first episode? And then it turned in to this. And it's like, we already have that great relationship of talking shit and running our mouths. Just our personalities match so well. So we were like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? And she was like, bitch, whatever the fuck comes out of our mouths, just comes out of our mouths. And I was like, oh, I'm so good at that. I'm so good at that. Like, you want me to just talk and not have to filter and not care? Sign me up.
Go for it. I can't lie. Like, y'all called each other. You know what's so crazy is that when I feel like guys and girls, whenever we like in our own groups with each other, we call each other bitches like all the time. And it's like unfiltered. It's just unfiltered, but you know it's out of love and not out of disrespect. But if you try to cross, like if you try to cross like and say to the other gender, that's when it's like no.
I have some male friends who can call me a bitch, and I feel like that word does not bother me.
What?
I don't know, like. I just don't give that word power. Other words most definitely bother me, but that one, I feel like I've just been called a bitch in every scenario possible that I'm like, you might, like, okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck. Even, I mean, I got that, Aaliyah and her fiance, they call each other bitch. Like, it's just, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, hey, bitch, you're a bitch. Like, any bitch you could throw out, and I'm gonna hit you right back with a what, bitch? Like, what's up? And we could intertwine, bitch, however you want to bitch this out. I don't care.
However you want to do this, it can be done.
Like, what? I have your attention one way or another. What would you like to address me with? So, we do say, but I know some people, I've seen comments like, you guys say it so much. Like, it's a form of endearment. Take it how you want. I didn't say it to you, bitch. I said it to my bitch. And me and my bitches is cool with it.
Exactly. I feel that. Hey, look, I'm a fan of the pod, and I'm definitely tuning in. Not just because of the interview, but because like I actually I love some of the things that you were talking about on this last one, man. Hey, and you went in, you put your life out there. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, this a podcast. They podding for real. Man,
I was in shock.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna get that vulnerable. I'm a very open person. I don't mind sharing, but then after we filmed it, I looked at her and I was like, bitch, my armpits are spicy. Like, do you know how many fucking subscribers this had? Like, and I was just sitting there like, fuck. I just like really talked about me, and I'm funny. I'm the funny one. I'm always joking and laughing and goofing, and then it was like, wow, real life, real Jasmine. This is not Miss Jazzi. That was Jasmine White.
Right. Man, so when do you how do you know how to turn it on and turn it off? Because I'm still trying to find the right balance too, you know what I'm saying?
I would love to say I have some formula, but it's really natural for me. And I embrace feelings and emotions and deepness. I'm a huge empath. So we could be mid-joke, mid-something. The second you say something, I'm like, are you okay? Like, it's just, it's the therapist that I want to be in me. And it comes, I want to always make sure people are okay mentally, because that's just not something our people talk about. And it's always been very close to me and near and dear to my heart. Part of the reason why I even joined AKA at the time, because of our targets. But it's really easy. It's really easy for me.
That's real. That's real. I'm glad that it comes natural to you. And man, you're right. We don't talk about it enough. Mental health is something that in our community, for some reason, is hidden under the rug. We're just supposed to take what life gives us and just, keep on pushing through. But I mean, we're all human and we should all be given, the same amount of respect to say, hey, I need some time to actually, formulate a plan and deal with the things that are coming my way and, press forward. But
Especially kids.
yeah. Oh,
That's like my biggest. And so I was talking about this on my live last night with people, and I didn't realize how many younger girls follow me. And they were like, I'm 15, I'm 16, and I tried telling so-and-so that I was depressed, and they kept telling me it was nothing. And I remember a time in my life where I tried to speak up, and it was like, girl, you're 16, what the fuck you got going on? And it was just like immediate, like, shut it down. And then we fail to look at it like, as a 16-year-old, they're only working within 16 years. So whatever 16 years worth of knowledge that they have, it's stressing them out. It's not up to my 30, 25, however the fuck old it is that I'm talking to.
right.
You got 15, 10 years on them. Of course you have stress in your life, but you can't invalidate their 10 years, their 16, 15 years worth of pain and struggle. Address it, because it's only going to build. So they're going to keep suppressing and feel like it's not shit until they just crack. So that's what the biggest reason why I want to focus on kids, because I cracked hard. I broke at a very young age, and then I didn't realize that I needed to unpack 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on and so forth, all the way up until 22 when I had my huge meltdown. And I was like, why didn't you say anything? And I was like, bitch, I did. And you told me I was tripping and that I need to go take a nap. And then I took a nap, and now look, I'm fucking sad still. So.
Yo, hey, somebody's going to run this interview back, and they're going to listen to all of that, and they're going to be like, yo, you know what? I need to be addressing these things. Because you're right. We cannot invalidate the experiences that people have, their perspectives, whether they be from the age of 10, 9, 16.
Even babies have a way of, like, 5, 6-year-olds, I'm scared, I'm this, and just
right.
Like, hear them. Like, I'm able to articulate these words. I'm really not pulling it out of my left ass cheek just for shits and giggles. Like, I'm trying to communicate to you, and that's when people lash out. Like, if someone is screaming, like, I always try to think back, if someone yells at me, right. I'm like, this is probably not their first time trying to communicate this message to me, and I probably didn't hear it the multiple other tries that they did, so now they have to create this scene because they feel like that's the only way for me to listen. Maybe they were silent, maybe they tried to say, hey bitch, I'm stressed, or whatever the case it would be, I clearly didn't hear. So I never try to fault someone for their actions or what it is, because we all communicate at very young age. Babies cry, toddlers throw, scream, run into corners. Like, anxiety forms and goes into all different types of ways, and then we're just so used to being like, you're dramatic, you're sensitive, you're crazy.
When really, they're just human, and they just need to be heard.
That's it. Don't really need to be much deeper. You ain't gotta do much.
Right. Come through, Queen. Come through with the mental health. Come through.
Okay.
I love it, man. I love it. See, look.
Who would have thought?
And that's the thing. That's what this show is for. Humanizing celebrities like yourself to the people, let them know that, hey, look, it ain't just this sexy ass that you see on popping it on this car now.
Okay.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I got some knowledge for you.
Some substance to me, damn.
God dang it. Let them know. Shoot. Now, but so I've actually, talking about, speaking of which, man, I actually have to touch on this. You danced with Moneybagg Yo, K Camp, Snoop Dogg. What is that like? What has having those experiences been like, and how has that added to I guess your tenure? Like, has it put you in has it helped put you in situations to where you're able to advance further in that area, or what's going on?
So my first tour was with Moneybagg,
mm-hmm.
and that experience is one that I will never forget. I mean, it definitely gave me a different look within the industry. Any other time I've danced with an artist, it's just been like a music video or just something on set. This was traveling, living, experiencing for 3 months. It's a very different world. It's a very, very, very different world. I called my line sisters every day, and I told them, I was like, when I fucking call you, answer. I don't give a fuck if it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., bitch, run it back. We are all one in this motherfucker again.
Yeah.
All of our phones, pick up. I wouldn't know what state I was in, what city I was in. I would just sometimes be in the bunk sobbing. And like, I can't do this. I'm not made for this life. And they'd be like, yes, you are. Like, tighten the fuck up, number 3, and get it the fuck together. And I would be like, okay, I can do this. And it was just a lot of, I have to filter.
Hoopla.
It's just different. It's the type of celebrity lifestyle is not Jasmine's lifestyle.
Right.
And I was like, y'all act like that? I don't like that at all. And I want no part in that. Thank you. Like,
no,
I definitely made it a point to make myself little sister with people who you're around. Like, it doesn't even, like, you're not just traveling with the artist. You're traveling with their friends, their family, Boo Boo and Ray Ray, who just want to be on the bus because they homie made it out the hood. Like, and then you're like,
and you're a beautiful woman, so it's like you got to deal with the. I
would be looking at them like, sir, please, like, tampon in my hand. Can I just go to the bathroom, please?
Oh no. No, that bad for real?
So, like, can we talk in a minute, please?
No.
But I mean, that's like, it's the industry. You deal with a lot of things, and so I think it's kind of just solidified how strong I am in my morals and my values in terms of what I will and will not do. I mean, I'd be sitting here lying, saying you don't have to kiss a little ass and have some fun. You know, you gotta make connections. You can't sit here and be a boring ass bitch and expect to continue to be brought around. But, you know, find what works for you. What worked for me was being the little sister. I happened to be 10 years younger than everybody on the bus, so I said, say less. I'm about to be childish as fuck. You're gonna tell me things and I'll be like, what is that? I don't get it. You want to do what? What is? I've never. Oh my god.
That's smart. I ain't gonna lie. That's smart. That's definitely smart.
So now it's like, now people look out for me. They want to know what's up. Want to know how we are, and it's cool. You know, like it's a cool little working relationship, and it does take time to build trust, and that comes from both ends because you don't know who you're being brought on the road with, and they don't know who they're bringing. I could be someone who's trying to like film everything and send it in this and third. That's not very trustworthy either. So you can't necessarily fault these people for just doing what they do. People are temporary. People come in and out all the fucking time. So, I mean, in this game, it's definitely respect is earned. I don't give a like. Oh, you're on the tour. Oh, okay, I'll see if you make it tomorrow for the next show. So.
Okay. Thank you for you put something in my head. You're like for real because you know as I try to grow in this aspect, you know, being able to interview people and you know really because that like this is how I feel like this is my lane and trying to help the world, but also you know like really just trying to like be a connector and help everyone else like you know get further along in their careers. That's what's up. Thank you for the knowledge. I'm gonna definitely pass that on as well. Now. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and let you know, though, I think you mentioned that you were Trey. Yeah, you were 2 away from being one of the best. Man, 2 away from that 5, man. You were right there, dog. You were right there. You just a couple more inches taller than you would have been. Anyway, we're going to move on.
Next podcast, we talk all about Greek life, so get ready.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna bring up the mustache?
Keep it cute.
I'm sorry. I had to. You brought it up. Y'all go.
Because she was like, I have a pimple. It was like,
got a mustache. It's like, hey, look, y'all go check out After Class Podcast when I get a chance. It's hilarious. It's funny, informative. Check that out, y'all. For real. Now, speaking of being informative, though, you know, you said some real stuff on there. Like, if you like someone, let them know, or else you're doing a disservice to yourself. And I feel like all this is like, it ties back into communication. And you know, in 2020, it's like a really big, communication is a really big issue, you know. So besides communication, what do you feel like will help sustain a relationship in 2020 and beyond?
For me personally, excuse me, I burped. Just the most unprofessional bitch ever. My God. I'm gonna ignore it. Anyway, I think the biggest thing is transparency. Transparency to the point where whomever you're with doesn't even have to ask. Like, I'm the type, I love, go ahead, have guys night, whatever, but like, come home and be like, yo, babe, this big bitch try to ask me for my number, and then we could laugh about it together because I'm on the same page as you now. Like, and I don't really want to just be on the same page. Like, I want to be on the same word of the same sentence on the same line. I don't want you to be like me at the top of the page and you're at the bottom because like I didn't know what else happened, but it was a vague idea. Like, that's not enough for me. And I feel like my generation at least is very much so like, I'm gonna keep you here. We're gonna vibe because I don't really know what the fuck a vibe is. I can do that by myself. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That sounds just so temporary and so vague. And I think what I said on the podcast was like, you may not know what you want to do with me, but you know what you want to do with life. Can you maintain and handle and grow and work to build a relationship, or are you still thought and bopping it for the streets? And that's cool too, but I don't want to be in the streets. This is what I want to do. So my intentions are purely this. I'm not going to let you know that I'm okay with seeing how it goes because I don't really want to do that. Because I'm not going to sit here and fuck myself over trying to wait for you to be ready for something that you can't even communicate if you're ready for or not. If you can't talk about it, then you can't do it. So you can stay over there.
I like that. There's something else that you mentioned as well, man. You said you have to find your homeboy. And I feel like what you were trying to say was that you want the foundation of the relationship should be friendship, you know. And I not gonna lie, like I love that, you know, because it was another thing you know, we'll kill, we'll fight, we'll die for our platonic friends, right? But for our relationships, we're throwing them away like it's nothing. Like, so, you know, I guess my question is, I have two questions really. One, have you ever considered a man of Omega, where the motto is friendship is essential to the soul? I'm playing. No, but sincerely though, you know, what do you think is the driving factor behind that? You know, it's like we have a face for our friends, but for like the person that we come home to, like the one that, you know, that we actually lay down with, we're a totally different person, and you know, we don't care about it as much as we care about like our friendships. Like, why do we do this? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
One, anyone who knows me knows I love to accuse, and it breaks my father's heart because I tell him all the time I'm marrying the other side of 1911, and I don't care. It will happen. I've always loved the bros, and that's that on that. But in terms of like finding a friendship, having a friendship first, yeah, I started thinking about that at a really young age when people were they kept constantly saying like it's not supposed to be this hard, and it's like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that hard, it doesn't have to be that easy, but that doesn't mean that you just need to give up either. I've gotten in a lot of arguments with my friends, right, and a lot of the friends that I've had, I've had, yes, I do love alphas. I will always love the alphas.
Man, get that.
Marry the bros. But I'm gonna marry the bros. Like, the alphas is cool.
Cool. That's fine for them. Good. I'm about to block. Somebody about to get blocked. Nah, but keep going.
I mean, like, a lot of my friends, I don't really switch my friendships up. I've had the same friends for 20 years. Right. And then my line sisters. I'll even take my line sisters for the Greek people on here. You know how many times we was ready to, like, yeah. And I mean, really throw hands. Like, bitch, you got me. I'm about to drag that motherfucking ass immediately. But as soon as I cuss that bitch out, we're laughing about it. That shit was funny. And because we see the bigger picture and we see the fight and we know the place that they hold. And if I can sit and look you dead in your eyes and sleep with you, cause I ain't sleeping with the bitches and I'll still go to hell and back for them. And to sit here and really tell you that I love you, like, I just don't see how that one is easier to throw away than someone who's not feeding my soul on a romantic level. But, like, I want my relationships to be just like the ones that I have with my best friends and my line sisters. Like, I can call you crying and know that you're going to be there. I can come tell you a fucked up joke. You know the ins and outs of my sense of humor. We argue and we... Boom, I got the analogy for you. This is what I said to this one nigga, and he looked at me like I was fucking retarded, and then I was like, oh, I don't want you no more. But I told him, I was like, when we argue, we need to be teammates. Like, if I'm giving you a correction, if I'm telling you I don't like something, either think of me as I guess, a coach at the time who wants to see you do better to work for the bigger picture of us, or as the fucking quarterback to the wide receiver. Like, I need you to go more left, so when I throw a little bit more left, so when you catch it, now you can score. Because we both want to win. I'm not trying to go against you. I'm giving you a correction so you can understand me better. And I expect the same shit. I'm not going to think that you're shitting on me. I'm looking at like, oh, he doesn't like that. So I need to alter whatever it is, or we can find a common ground so we can continue to work together. Because it's me and you against this obstacle, not me and you against each other and the obstacle. So.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, yo, y'all run this part back whenever you get a chance. Yeah, keep going. Oh, man.
I mean, that's pretty much it for me. It's just I really mean it when I say I want a homeboy. Because I ride for my homegirls, and even the homeboys that I do have, they could say I ride for them too. I got a homeboy who calls me in the middle of the night to talk about whatever it is, and knows that I'll be here. And to keep it a buck and keep it real and all that. And I cherish those so much. So much. When we argue, I don't have to go to sleep and worry about if we're going to make it. I don't have to worry about any of those things because I can still argue and look at you and be like, okay, I fucking love you. Like,
man, look, I love this for real. You know, like sincerely, this side of you is amazing. You know, and I love the fact that you have an outlet to put it to a platform to put it on with the podcast. And man, you know, thank you so much for bringing it here as well to this platform. Sincerely, man. Now the goal of this show is philanthropy, right? What charity or nonprofit do you want to highlight today? And why is the cause that it faces so important to you?
Okay, so I was really thinking about this for a long time. And I mean, I do love charity and I love getting back to people. But ever since that podcast, my DMs and messages have just been overflowed with people's mental health. So instead of a charity, I really just wanted to encourage people to be okay with where they're at and be able to reach help in whatever means that is. Even as deep as if it's suicide hotline or it just gets deep and it gets crazy, and it broke my heart to see as many people hurting and going through as much as they were going through and feeling so alone, and especially people that look like us.
Yes.
And wanting to just go to therapy, find Black therapists, and promote those types of things to normalize the stigma in our community, because it was very painful to see all of those people say that they were just that hurt. I mean, I do have charities I'll send them your way and people who I'm affiliated with, but this to me was more important because it just runs so deep on a personal level, as well as just seeing the amount of people who felt so okay with reaching out to a stranger that they've never met because they weren't heard from the people around them. And even, I don't consider myself this big celebrity, but the chances of me seeing all of those DMs are very slim. And it was still just, I'm reaching out in hopes that I can be heard one way or another. And that to me spoke volumes. In a cry for help of people just needing that. So normalizing that and letting people know that it's okay to feel how you feel and have your emotions and feeling depressed and having anxiety, and that there are people who care and that will be there to help you through those things. But I can send some charities your way. I'll definitely post them, but that's the only thing that I could bring through that was on my heart.
Most definitely. So what's gonna happen is this: whenever you send me the charities, I'll include them later on under the video. But the first thing that I'm definitely gonna include under this video is the suicide hotline, because I feel you on this mental health thing way more than I can express in words. Way more.
I'm sweating thinking about it.
Man, yeah. It's real. It's real because it's especially for our own.
Yeah.
we will walk around holding the weight of the world around our necks, and just put on this mask of, oh yeah, I'm good, yeah, I'm fine, what I'm saying, I'm gonna kill myself later, but I'm good, yeah, I'm fine, and that'll just be us, I don't think that that's fair to us as individuals. I feel like we should be free enough in our own skin or in our own minds to actually have a safe space to go and express what is hurting us, and not be demonized, criticized for doing that. Like it's okay to talk about your problems,
especially the men, especially grown men, because that's even worse, like putting into perspective the riots and everything else that was going on. Like I saw so many of my male friends just like trying to hold it together, and then even seeing my little brother like looking at him like, are you, like, oh my god, my heart was just breaking, and them feeling like that even at that time they still weren't allowed to break and feel what was going on, no matter how terrifying it was, knowing the state of the world and America and how they were viewed and being I just forgot the word, but just seen as the bad guy constantly, even in a sense of grief and pain. Like can't let out any emotion without a label being thrown on me as something than other than a human being and hurting.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because and it's crazy because, like I said, that's what it is. Men were taught, we're supposed to be the protector, the provider, and we're not really allowed to have weaknesses. And it just recently became okay for a woman to be your weakness. If that woman is your wife or the person that you're trying to be with for the rest of your life. But no, like we're taught, no, like all the problems of the world, just die with them. Basically, just die with it. You'll get your release when you're dead, and that's the thing. I saw a crazy statistic that said 3/4 of the suicides are males, and I'm very, very like shocked at that being a thing, but
bottling all that shit in, like even aside from just black men, like men in general feel the need to just hold it together and be the rock for everything. And it's like, one, I don't even think women like it like that. Like if I'm looking at a guy and he's just so strong, I'm like I don't even have words to express how that makes me feel. It's almost like, oh, this is going to be a bigger challenge in a sense, and I thought it's not to want to give up on them, but that's an internal battle. Right. That's something that they have to come to terms with themselves to understand that it's okay. Like, how the fuck are you going to heal? Like, how the fuck are you going to be okay and live this life and be okay with anything? Like, okay, you fucking cried. We're good now. Thank you. Like, You know what I mean? Like being in a state of vulnerability is so powerful, and I admire those people even more than anything else. Because no, it's not easy, but you're in this life for you, and I'm not gonna cater to someone else and suppress my emotions to make outside people feel okay.
Hmm. Bars, bars. That's real. That's real. Sincerely, that's real. Hey, before we close out, I want to
Wow,
go.
we're done already. I was having so much fun.
Oh shoot! I mean, I got more questions, but no, I do have a couple. I do have a couple more questions. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna hit. You can take this however far you want to. So don't limit yourself with this next one. I always like to leave with knowledge, right? Words of wisdom that you would have for anyone like that is coming up behind you in the next generation. So,
Love
you
this.
know, that on the podcast you mentioned a relationship that you had when you were 17, very abusive. Um, and I want to ask you, what words of wisdom would you have for any young lady that would be going through that type of relationship, at that age or even as older or younger?
Um, so I don't know if a lot of you have, if anyone on here hasn't seen it, but I don't mind sharing. Um, I basically I was in two relationships that were both verbally and physically abusive, and the first one at 17 wasn't nearly as bad as the one when I was 21.
Right.
But they both took a lot from me in the sense that I started to um, take on the words that were said to me and start to let them become part of my identity, because I was like, okay, well, if I can sleep with this person and this person can tell me he loves me and plan this future, then maybe this is true, and maybe I actually do deserve this, and I am this terrible person. And I had one of them just tell me, you deserve to die, you're worthless, you don't need to be here, like no one's gonna love you, no one's gonna want to be with you. Like I was in a bad mental state, and he was like, if you want to kill yourself, then just do it, like you have the green light, like I'm not gonna stop you. So being in those places, I also, well, now I'm able to look at those situations and be like, a lot of that had to do with them and the way that they're viewing things in life as well. Because me saying that should never trigger you to the point to be like, you're right, you are fucking worthless. Um, you know what I mean? So as hard as it is to say, it's very much so easier said than done. Being in those situations, you have to pull strength from. I was digging deep within this coochie to figure out where the fuck I was gonna find the strength to get out of this. I don't care if I was sobbing tears. I would force myself to look in the mirror and be like, you're beautiful, you deserve this life, you deserve the things that are coming for you. And any affirmation that I felt like I needed, I forced myself to say it until I believed it. Because it's not easy to sit and deal with just punch after punch after punch. That's not even just physically, like,
Yeah.
Emotionally, I feel like that's the one that got me worse than the physical abuse. I'm pretty tough. Not that makes it okay. Right. But, the words definitely, yeah, not coochie. I had to just not be serious. But I mean, that I said that because I had to dig deep into my womanhood and be the strong woman that I am and look to the other women, because I was like, this man has issues and they have nothing to do with me. They have nothing to do with me whatsoever, and I can no longer cater to that. And I would say to any girl or woman who's dealing with it, understand that I said this yesterday and I love it. I want to write it somewhere. Understand that you get a lot of do-overs in life, but you don't get to life over. So no matter how many times you're looking at it thinking that it's going to get better, sometimes you don't need to be able to do that part over, but don't ever look back on life and think, oh, the next time I got it, the next time I'll know better. Because you need to be able to put your foot down now. Do it now. You know at the end of the day what you need to do. Again, easier said than done. I was really young the first time in it. I didn't even realize how much it affected me until I was in a situation like that again. And then afterwards, when I was just talking to my line sisters, I didn't tell them anything that was going on at the time. They were like, what the fuck is on your arm? What the fuck is this? And I would just be like, oh, kinky shit. You know, I don't know. Until finally I opened up and they were just in tears. And I was just so unfazed by it. And they're like, okay, now we're scared that you're not crying. And they're like, you should not be this used to it. You should not have internalized it and let it become a part of you this much. So cut it when you can. Cut it while you can, and don't let that become you. Don't take on those identities. Don't take on those traits. Know your worth. Know you're so much better than that. And it sounds so cliche, but that's really the truth. Like, there's no hidden secret to it besides understanding your worth and understanding what you're capable of. Because it's never okay. You don't need to make excuses where you don't need, well, I made him mad and I got an attitude and I got a smart ass mouth. I love you too, Nicole. I got a smart ass mouth. I got this, that, and the third. Like, that doesn't mean that you can go slander or put hands on anybody. Woman to woman, woman to male, male to woman, male to male, whatever the case may be. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I didn't realize there's so many people on here that I knew. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a part of my story. It is what it is. I don't look back on those things and feel any type of way about it anymore because I do know where my strength comes from. I do know how to conduct myself in it, and it's made me appreciate my worth so much more. Being able to come out of a situation of feeling like I was so worthless and feeling like I didn't want to keep going, and someone validating that very feeling and still being able to keep going. So, you know, I know that's not the case for everyone, and that's why I talk about mental health so much, because I was in those predicaments, and when I did reach out for the first time, someone was like, yes, do it. Goodbye. And then I was like, oh, like, I had to really take a step back, like, what? But, I mean, that was just God reminding me that it wasn't like that, because in that moment, I was like, fuck you. I'm gonna keep going. You want to get rid of me? Ha, bitch, you're not getting rid of me. Joke's on you, because now I want to keep going. So, strength comes from the most random places, the most ironic places, and I was also saying last night, change does happen overnight. It's just how you choose to acknowledge change is what may or may not happen overnight. But you could really be like, oh, yep, switching decision, it's happening now. And that's almost what it was for me. Like, it was very much so, okay, I could really change everything and cut it, or I can boss up and figure something else out. And that was literally a night and day situation for me. So, you know, it's not easy. There were times where it was like, oh, maybe it will be easier. But there's a bigger picture to everything, and strength really kicks in when you least expect it. But it's there. It's always there. Every situation that you have gone through, strength, big, small, no matter what it is, that was strength, and you did it.
I'm emotional. Man, that was. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sincerely. Man, I'm praying that. Hey, real quick, shout out to HB Mac. I randomly found his page, and this guy right here, like, he be dropping some knowledge, and like it'd be like stuff like this, right? And it's really mental health and like helping you to push forward through the days. I just wanted to give that man a shout out. He only got like 1,000 followers. He need like as many followers as you. Like he's on that type of stuff. He's on that type of time. HB Mac, I just want to shout you out, bro. But no, you're so right with what you said. Sincerely, you're so right. Like, God, man, especially when you said change can happen overnight. It's just how you acknowledge it. Yo, you got some quotes in this video right here.
I really do.
You got some quotes in this video right here, yo.
I need a book.
Yeah, you do. No, for real, like you do. From shaking ass and therapy.
I love it.
No. Oh, no. Therapeutic ass shaking. That's Title of your first book. Thank
I love
you.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, look, I'll be here. I'll be here. All right. Now, like I said, I definitely want to hit on this topic because, you know, I know that you touched on it during the podcast, but for the ladies that are still watching, let's get into this father-daughter relationship really quickly, and how important they are to young ladies as they and who they become.
I mean, it's obviously a very touchy subject because now it's very normal for parents to not be together. Divorce rates are high. It's easy for people to not know either their mother or their father. And I guess in a sense, rather than, I mean, I feel like it is important to have parents in your life because you do grow and learn, but in either situation of someone being present or being absent, it's still a place to learn and understand what you do or do not want. Just because someone has been together and has been married doesn't mean they have a great relationship and they're moving in a place of ideal, like, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say, a good example, or automatically assuming someone who's not married is a bad example of what it needs to be. I think the bigger picture of having relationships with your parents or lack thereof is how you grow from it and not just being okay with that one idea that you do have. Like, I'm never going to be a single mother. I'm never going to be a deadbeat dad. Like, you don't know your life. You don't know what's going to come your way. But that doesn't defeat you or define you either. You can still be a daughter who didn't have a father and have a loving, successful, and caring relationship if you choose to actively participate in your growth and your knowledge and your healing. Yes. And you could be a person who has fucked up relationships, who has a father in their life. My parents are married for 30 years and I haven't had good relationships. And a lot of that played a part with my dad. And you learn from your parents. You absorb how they interact with their spouse or entanglements or whoever they're bringing in and out, and you start to absorb that. And for me, why communication is so big to me is because I grew up in a house where my parents communicated very differently. I'm not going to say they communicated poorly, but the way that they needed to be heard, they hadn't quite figured out yet. And that also speaks volumes for someone to have been married for 30 years. Obviously, having kids changes things. I'm not going to speak on some shit I don't fucking know.
Right.
But, it was really, communication is important to me because I was like, I don't understand how you guys can't see what's trying to be communicated when I can see it clearly. And that just brings it all the way back to having that friendship and having everything else to understand exactly what that person needs. And no one should feel bad for not having a dad in their life for girls, because it's fine. You're not fucked. You're not screwed. You can still be married, have a family, be a successful wife and mother and all that. But maybe it does take a little bit more work in understanding your wants, your needs, and your non-negotiables in relationships. How are you both right now?
Oh, how are we both?
Oh, like how are me and you?
Oh,
I'm good.
I'm well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying this. Like I'm learning so much and gaining new perspective. Yeah, we good.
Yeah. It takes growth and understanding on both sides is what the point I'm trying to get at. The relationship that I've had with my dad is always really fun and personality and all that. And then when it came to relationships, it was kind of like, I don't really know if I can go to him for that. Because I don't necessarily like the way he communicates, so I don't really want to bring that into my life. But that's him and my mom, not me and my dad. So there's like just a lot of layers to that, and the way I view it is very complex. Like, very complex. It's wild how many dimensions I've added to this. I probably didn't even need to make it as deep as my brain has allowed me to. But, I mean, what I will say is if you're in a position where you don't have the best of relationships with either your mother or your father, and you do want to make it better, be the one to go talk to them. I think for me, my biggest problem growing up was feeling like it wasn't my responsibility to go talk to my parents because I was the child. And I was like, no, you need to come talk to me because you're the parent. Why am I going to you? But then realizing that I'm just so amazingly gifted and so amazingly blessed to have the thought process I do. Not everyone thinks like that. So if I'm the only one with this knowledge, what the fuck? I'm fucking everybody over because I'm not speaking on what I know. Maybe they don't know that shit. They're working in a sense of, I want to provide for my kids. Is she out of jail? Is she going to school? Is she shaking ass? Yes, I am. But,
yes.
yes, to answer that one, yes. Get ready for the next video because it's a lot of ass. But that's something that I'm actually preparing to do now, and I'm thinking of, you know, bringing people along with me because I've already opened up so much. But just being able to go to my parents and be like, look, I love you guys to the core of me. You are amazing parents. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't want for anything. I was very fucking spoiled. I grew up with it all. I didn't grow up with the word no. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't lacking in terms of emotion in certain things. And yes, they love me. Yes, I know that. But my love language and how I needed to receive and comprehend love was a little bit different. They don't know that. I can't keep holding this information in my head and expect them to just know because I'm their kid. It doesn't work that way. And they were doing the best that they could. And they're there. So now I need to meet them where they were at because it's not like they did a bad job. Again, be okay with the way someone communicates, even if it's yelling, silence, communicating in a way that maybe doesn't sit right with you. Humble yourself and take a step back and be like, well, what were they trying to convey this whole time? And did they do that from their perspective? Yes or no? If they did, then that means that they were doing the best that they can do. So now you need to do the best that you can do too.
Come through with the knowledge. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your energy. Yo, I can't wait for the round 2 because
yes!
I'm telling you, like, I love this right here. Yo. Like, I really do. Like, you make me feel like what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing for the rest of my life because this right here, this was amazing. This was amazing. Thank you so much. Sincerely, I appreciate you.
Of course. I love this. This made me happy. I have to plug myself shamelessly.
Do it. All of it.
I have to.
All of it.
I am starting a YouTube. It's going to be talks like this every now and then because a bitch can't keep being this deep. I did this 2 days in a row and I'm drained. I need a shot of tequila or something. Or some oil. I would love if you will plan a trip.
I don't drink, but I still make omega oil. I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. So, I mean, vlogs, day-to-day shit. So I will be posting about this YouTube as soon as I get everything solidified, but it will be under my Instagram name, Miss Jazzi.
Okay.
And, yeah. Get ready for the Real Ghetto Productions, because it's about to be some shit.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Hey, hey, if it's okay with you, I'm going to make a special guest appearance on some, hey, what up, y'all? I'm the guy that...
Yes, you 1000% can. The tables will be turned, and you're going to be in my hot seat.
Okay. I'll try it. I'll try it. I have words. I have words.
I can talk.
I can speak. That's what's
up.
up.
Yes, it'll be so much fun.
Most definitely. Hey, look, so I want you to know before you go, we're speaking your success into existence. We're speaking your podcast. We're speaking your YouTube channel success into existence. Whatever you do in dance, we're speaking that success into existence. Whenever you decide to do some therapy, if you choose to, hey, like you say, hey, I want to do some therapy now, we're speaking that success into existence. Everything that is you, that you put your hands on, it will come to fruition. I believe in you. I know you're going to do amazing. I just want you to know that before you go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, not a problem. Hey, you have a blessed, amazing evening now.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, oh man, that was amazing. That was fun. You guys, that was at Miss Jazzi. Please, y'all go follow her. Follow things that she's doing. Like I said, we speak people's success to fruition. Yeah, man. I hope y'all have a blessed, amazing evening. If you don't know who I am, definitely follow me at The Resolute King, youtube.com/C/the EMC. I am there as well. Thanks again for tuning in. Love y'all. Peace. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at EzelMoon_ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.